But who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the casual stream with your host, Base the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. You know, it's appreciated. Now we kind of got all that out the way. I'm gonna wait a couple minutes just to let things populate. I'm sure people expecting me to be late today, but nope, not today. Gonna be a bit breezy, a bit swift, a bit in and out. Got a few things to talk about, but as you guys can see from the thumbnail, that's what we're gonna be directing the majority of this conversation, because I've got a couple episodes that I'm gonna be doing. One hopefully should be out tomorrow morning, one should be out tomorrow evening, and they're not really going to be focused on this event. However, for those who are interested to know, I will be doing a watch along for Tyson versus Paul, primarily for the co-main. I do have some pretty interesting thoughts on that. You guys may have to wait until basis picks before I'm able to fully divulge everything that I'm feeling about that. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We get a little bit into Latino night as well, taking place the night after. There will also be another watch along for that, so you guys are getting two watch alongs in the same weekend, plus the live stream. You know, I'm trying to up the levels. I'm trying to up the levels. I'm trying to up the volume, all that good stuff. And you know, Ade called me out on his stream last week on Sunday. He said that I just need to be doing more. He says, you know what I'm going to say to you, Base? I need you to do more. So I'm trying. I have limited time, but I'm sacrificing other things to do more. With that being said, yes, shout out to everyone who is in the building thus far. Let me go to the comments, see who's joined. Also, I'm trying little headphones out this time to see if the sound's any better. It sounds, you know, a little cleaner, a little less tinny or whatever. So just give me some feedback on whether the headphones is working. I will get a mic at some point. The only problem is I don't actually have anywhere to rest it, because if you guys saw where I've actually got this laptop set up, you'll know that there's nowhere to really, you know, put a mic, even with an arm. There's nowhere to rest it beside it. It's a bit techie. So yeah, I'm working with limited resources in limited space at the moment, but hoping that this sounds all right. So yeah, let's get into the chat. Let's see who's in the building thus far, and shout out to everyone who is here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, but like more importantly than subscribing right now. Let's get the engagement up so that people know what's going on. So number one in the building, looks like it was Hot Prize today. So shout out to you, man, like Hot Prize. Philip Answer, number two. Don't worry, still top three, always top three. Shout out. Man like Mulla in the building, blessings to you. Ahaja Selassie is number 4 in the building. He also says, still can't believe it's 2024 and this is happening. Michael's in a wheelchair in the summer. Boy, yeah, I know. Man like Ryan Hutchison, big up to you, my guy. Big up to you. Jonah 31 in the building as well. That's right. No late base today. On time. On time indeed. I hope Paul gets ironed out. I think everyone's hoping that, to be honest. Although I'm a little conflicted. You guys know I do, where I can, support my fellow Capricorns, even if they are a bit foolish at times. And, you know, Jake is one of those. So... but I've got my suspicions on how I think this fight's gonna go. But I'll let you guys know that in a little bit, because I don't even think I'm doing a prediction for this. So I'll probably just tell you guys my thoughts and feelings on it right now. Headphones doing a good job. I love that. Lovely work. Thank you, Muller. Toby, salute. Shout out to Toby Bartlett in the building as well. You know the saying, first is the worst, second the best. Never heard that one, Philip, but whatever you need to tell yourself to get through the evening, my guy, shout out to you. Yeah, I mean, let things just populate a little bit more. Also, I guess, I know we'll probably talk about it a bit more on the episode that I'm about to do tomorrow. But what do you guys think of the huge boxing card taking place at York Hall on the 13th of December? You know, Maisie Rose Courtney, Shannon Ryan, Jimmy Sains, what was it, Paddy Donovan? Who else is on there? Is Butag on that card as well? I know there's another one of the sort of that the Sims lot in there. Is it Butag? Is he on that card? No, it's not him. Oh, the guy's name's on the top of my head now. Literally, I can't picture it. Is it John Hedges? Maybe it's John Hedges I'm thinking of, but actually, I've got my phone next to me. BoxRec is my friend. So let me see. Maisie Rose. Oh, George Liddard, that's the one. Okay. Shout out to Carmen in the building. What you saying? I'm getting ready to go to the open workout. You play too much. That's not even till tomorrow. Oh, you mean the open workout in Texas? My bad. You know what? I was thinking the wrong thing totally. Yeah. Tell me how it is. Like, get me some footage on the ground. WhatsApp me. I need some of that footage for the videos tomorrow, please, and thank you. I'll make it worth your while. I hope Mike Irons faked Jake out. He got beat by Tommy Fury. How about Turkey buying Ring Magazine? That's going to be a part of the. That's going to be in the episodes tomorrow. Don't worry. I've got some thoughts on that, and from what I've heard, I like how it sounds. So. Lovely work, Karma. Appreciate you. My guy is attending the event too. Oh, what, the open workout or the York Hall event? Is it sad that Latino card is being overshadowed by Paul versus Tyson? Not really, because unfortunately they are the social media juggernauts. Chris Billum Smith isn't a juggernaut, neither is Zerdo Ramirez, but they will get a good crowd. There will be a good contingent of Mexican American / Spaniards in Riyadh. And if for nothing else, you don't apparently you don't even have to have a subscription to the Zone to watch the event. That's what Ade said on the broadcast. All you have to do is just give them your email address and they'll let you watch it. So it must be like almost like watching YouTube. And if that's the case, you're going to get even more eyes on the event. So yeah, works for me. Oh, okay, the Tyson event. Yeah, I can't lie. Texas is a place that I've been looking to go to. I don't know. I've been told which parts I should go. I've heard Arlington's a nice place, but I've been told I have to go to Dallas, but I've been told to stay away from Houston, and Austin and Victoria and all those places. I've been told just go to Dallas and maybe Arlington. So I know, Karma, you can let me know exactly where's the hot spots. And someone else told me said Dallas was overrated, and then they got into argument with someone else saying, no, don't disrespect, Dallas is the place to be. So yeah, I always thought Houston was maybe where someone like myself should be, but then I was told, nah, don't go there. So I'm going to use your local knowledge to let me know where I need to be, and tell me where the best fruit is, Karma, and where the peaches are. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Oscar not doing his job. Oh, shout out to Emma Willis in the building. Dislike both, but hope Mike is on every ped known to man. He needs to knock Jake out. Well, I need to hit Texas myself. You know what? When you go, let me know, because if the schedules can align, I need to head out there myself. It's been I've been talking about going to Atlanta was the place I was supposed to go to for God knows how long, but I think I've missed that part of my life where I needed to go Atlanta, so I'm probably gonna skip that. But I think Texas does have to be on the list. Ultimately, I want to go to places that I haven't been in the States yet, so I want to go in New York or Philadelphia, New Jersey, Boston, Miami. Don't get me wrong, I still go to Miami, but I just need to go to some different places. I don't really want to go to the bait places where all the UK people go. Like, I want to go somewhere where the accent's going to be appreciated properly. Give me them southern, them southern, that southern hospitality where they really don't see and hear a lot of us, even through Netflix. And I'm just like you're just like almost like a UFI out there or something. Philip, off topic, but have you seen the Penguin show? I think it's one of the greatest shows to come out. I haven't watched it yet because it's I've only got Sky Sports right now. I don't actually have like Sky Premier or whatever, so I'd have to add it to my system. I do have an app that I can use to download, but I just haven't had time. I will watch it because obviously I need to watch it before the next Batman film comes out, as I think part of it will tie in. But yeah, what's this saying? This has got to be the least promoted and talked about Saudi show ever. The Oscar effect, uninteresting. Well, did you guys see in the what's it called, in the Grand Arrivals earlier? He said that that Zerdo, was the first Mexican to win a belt at 168, then went to Riyadh and got beat by Bivol. And I was like, hold on, I swear man went to Abu Dhabi. Like, last time I checked, they're two totally different countries. And what makes it mad is that Mannix didn't correct him. Ade didn't correct that mistake when he was doing the broadcast. I was a bit shocked. Although then someone, I think when what's his name, Zerdo came out, Mannix said, oh yeah, you went to Abu Dhabi previously. I was like, oh, okay, you tried to clean it up in a sly way rather than correcting Oscar and his coked out self. I'd go Alaska. There's bare places I want to go, I can't lie. I just want to go to the places where I feel like I'd be most welcomed and most appreciated for just being a normal guy with a British accent. Like, you got to do too much if you're in New York and LA and Miami. You can't just be, you got to be a star and have the accent. You can't just have the accent and be treated nicely. You have to have status as well. I can't get bothered with the status thing. Although Philly, I'm thinking about Philly still. Might need to go because I want a proper cheesesteak with no mushrooms. I just recently done San Fran for a weekend for my son to see the Warriors and never again. Oh geez, yeah, San Fran and Atlanta, I think they got the same stigmas around them these days. And so yeah, I kind of missed the opportunity. I wanted to go to them places. Hey Toby, I'm doing okay. That's for you. Mannix is horrible. Yeah, still don't know how he bagged Sinisa Estrada, but shout out to him for that. So one good thing he did say. I won't spoil, but I hope the Batman beats the hell out of Penguin for what he did in that finale. That was not cool. All right. Not watching any of the pre-fight content. Boring fight. I will say that there's the only person who's actually like I guess entertaining is Tevin Farmer, and I haven't really seen or heard much of what he's said recently. But because he's fighting Zepeda, don't speak English, so there's not really a chance for them to have a proper interaction. But I know Jael Pataya, I think he's pulling up tomorrow or Thursday. He's supposed to be flying in. He's gonna be there, so that they're gonna be having some interesting dialogues there. So I'll be looking forward to that. Nobody we care about on this Saudi card. Zero personalities. Do you know what? Maybe not, but I do think there'll be good fights. So I'm looking forward to the fights, and the fact that I don't have to pay for nothing makes it all worthwhile. You'll know what I mean when you get a chance to watch. So don't worry, I'll watch the show soon. I'm gonna probably do a stream at some point where we just talk about films and everything outside of boxing and MMA. It might be a films and WWE stream or something, because I got to figure out the next time I do a watch along for one of their events when I'm not already at an event. I wanted to do some Survivor Series, but I'm gonna be at Edwards and Galau, and I know that I think Survivor Series is starting at 11, so I won't get back in time to do it from the hotel. So, but yeah. Gonna let this one ride just a few more moments, and then we'll get into the talk of, I guess, the biggest event taking place this weekend. I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, hate him or love him, Jake Paul is one of the most recognizable at the moment, one of the most talked about. Mike Tyson's obviously been an icon since the late 80s. Synonymous. There's so much that can go right, and there's so much that can go wrong in that whole thing. So yeah, look, let's get into it. So, as I said, these guys, so they will be doing this. When is it? It's Friday taking place, so that's good. We got a nice little Friday evening, and that can lead into the Saturday card. I think I'm gonna start my stream from about, I'll say probably 2:30. I'm hoping that I can maybe just get the last three fights, because prior to that I'll probably watch SmackDown, as that's gonna, that's ramping up towards War Games quite nicely. I need to see what's kind of going on in that scenario. But yeah, look, let's look at this card. So everything on this card outside of Taylor and Serrano 2 is a bit lackluster. The only person I think may actually be in a pretty good fight is Shushu Carrington. I think that fight there could be a sleeper fight on the night. I'm trying to remember the name of his opponent off the top of my head, which I can't, so BoxRec is my friend. Dana Coolwell, that's it. So yeah, I mean, look, I think this is actually be a really good fight. They're both similarly ranked. You got Shushu is like 13-0 with 8 KOs, and I think Dana Coolwell is also got 8 KOs. He's got 2 losses, so he's 2 fights deeper. Never been knocked out before, so I do expect this one to go the distance. But I feel like he's gonna put the pressure on Shushu, and we just got to find out exactly, like, can Shushu manage the pressure? Can he use his power to basically keep Coolwell at bay? A work around him, possibly break him down and stop him late. Can he do something that none of his other opponents have done yet? And he's a very tough Australian. Both the fights he lost, I mean, look, they were lower level, generally speaking, but they were both split decision losses. So he doesn't come to play. I feel like that's going to be a really good test for Shushu. But outside of that, Lucas Bardi, I think, is supposed to, just destroy Armando Casamonica. Shadeja Green, in theory, well, it's a vacant title for the WBO super middle. I think I mean, look, Melinda Watpool, I don't think that's going to be a big test, to be honest. Canadian, 35, similar age to Shadeja, but no knockouts 2 knockouts out of her 7 fights. So I think Shadeja is going to try and walk through the power and put on a statement after basically having 2 very lackluster back-to-back performances. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. But yeah, outside of that, there's nothing else that's really on that card, except we've got to talk about Katie and Amanda. So look, I'm not giving my prediction yet. And there's no point talking about Barrios and Ramos because, yeah, that's, again, another dead fight. Netflix has had to scrimp on everything apart from the top two because of so much money that was going on. But, yeah, look, obviously, Katie Taylor, right now, 38 years old, and Amanda's 36, just turned 36. So you have to remember, when they first came out and fought, Katie was 35 and Amanda was 33. So both women would have slowed down a lot since the last fight. I don't think either woman can have the same energy and the same stamina that they had, and even the same resistance, because they've both been in wars since those last fights. The question is, can Amanda carry the 140? No, it's a catchweight, isn't it? It's 138 pounds, or is it 137? I think it's 137 pounds it is now, so it's not a 440 pound event. Now, Katie isn't a big 140 or even a big 135, so that's not really going to affect her too tough. But can Amanda carry the extra weight a little bit better than she did before and keep the same output? Because let's not forget, after the 6th round in their first fight, like, her output dropped massively and Katie's output actually picked up, which is how Katie managed to sweep those last 4 rounds. Before I even get to finish what I'm saying, I don't know if there's any VADA. I don't think there's any VADA in this event period. I haven't heard anything. I mean, the promoter is Holden Boxing. Texas Combative Sports Program is the commission. Yeah, I don't think there's any VADA at all. There might be some localized testing day of the fight, but yeah, I think whoever wants to be on anything will be on anything. That's kind of my thoughts. But yeah, with Amanda, I don't know if she can carry on with the same level of work rate that she did before. We know that Katie can take the punches, or at least we knew that she could. How has her resistance changed? I mean, who is the bigger puncher out of Amanda and Chantel Cameron? I mean, we definitely know Chantel's the bigger of the two. So maybe just in isolation, she may be the stronger puncher. Amanda might be stronger puncher pound for pound, but Chantel's probably like the heavier handed person in general. And Katie was able to take those shots. But Amanda's going to go to the body a lot. And I feel like Amanda's going to make more of an effort to try and go to the body a lot more in this fight than she did in the first one. I feel that she's going to try and keep that lead hand up high at all times and just use that backhand just to push Katie towards the ring and just go to the body. There is one thing I'm really concerned about in this fight. We all know Katie Taylor can outbox her, and those 2-minute rounds are definitely going to benefit Katie more than they're going to benefit Amanda. It's funny, they did the face-to-face and Katie Taylor said that the 3 minutes would actually suit her better than they would suit Amanda, but I disagree, because she has to move more. Like, Amanda will just try and walk forward. Katie's got to actually move and make angles, and that takes up more energy. But one of the things that I have, one of the concerns that I have for this fight, number one, as Emma said, we don't know if there's any VADA. Number two, there is no involvement whatsoever from Matchroom or any other what we would call reputable promoters. And we know full well, say what you want to say about Matchroom and anything like that, but they don't show favoritism on the cards like that too tough. Like the away fighter can win a decision. We've seen it happen. They can also take out of the home fighter's hands by knocking them out, as we've also seen. Yes, there are always some dodgy decisions like everywhere else, but yeah. But the third thing that I'm not confident about in this fight is that it's in Texas. And one thing I know about Texas from the fights that I've seen thus far from everyone, from all of the people and all the events that have been there, they heavily favor aggression and activity. Even if the activity is not effective, even if it's not landing, they seem to appreciate the person that comes forward at all times. And we do know that of the two of them, it's going to be Amanda trying to walk Katie down, not the other way around. And if she's walking Katie down and Katie's having to be on the back foot, even if she's landing maybe more punches, but she's landing them on the back foot, but Amanda's just pressing the action and pushing her back, she could be getting a lot of consideration on the scorecards and from the judges. So that's why it's really hard to kind of work out how this fight plays out. I've got my thoughts. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do 2 different prediction videos though. I think I'm gonna do one for the Latino night and one for this card. Actually, I'll let you guys decide, because since you guys are like my loyal watchers and subscribers and whatnot, should I do 2 different basis picks videos, or should I just like amalgamate all of them into one and just like talk about the fights a bit less and not really give any detailed breakdowns or whatnot? Like, let me know what you guys think, because I don't mind doing the extra work if you guys think it would be beneficial or not. Emma says, damn, didn't think Eddie and Brian would allow something like that knowing the history. That's about the VADA. Yeah, I mean you can only hope that they wrote it into the contract, but I doubt they're going to enforce it. With, like I said, Holden Promotions, never heard of them. It doesn't even say that on BoxRec, it doesn't even say it's an MVP promotion. It literally says Rice Holden. So, and I don't know if that's strange. Emma says, sadly going with Serrano, hope I'm wrong. Definitely not a crazy take. I mean, a lot of people thought that the first fight was close. I didn't. Funny enough, I actually watched it back yesterday. I forgot how good that fight actually was. But yeah, quite easy. For me, it was quite easy to score 97-93 to Katie Taylor. I still can't believe Chris Mannix' scorecard in that fight. Yeah, shocking. Nasty work, but Philip, I don't know if this is a crazy take, but I think Amanda stops Katie late. I mean, look, there's a lot of wear and tear, and Amanda can hit, and she can. And if it comes down to who's going to just stand and trade in the pocket, I mean, look, they're both susceptible to getting hit. But we saw that Amanda won a lot of those exchanges in the first half of the fight, and then lost those exchanges in the second half. But she still got the power. So yeah. Definitely no VADA with Serrano and Jake on the cards. Yeah, not crazy at all. Philip is quite likely. I mean, to see Katie get stopped, that won't be nice. Split the video depending on the length of it all. Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow evening, and I'm gonna put it out Thursday afternoon, or at least one half, depending on how it goes. I'll see. If the video goes more than 23 minutes, then I'll split it in half. What I'll do is I'll record both sections, see how long they are individually, and then yeah, if I need to, then I'll just put them out either side. And if for nothing else, I know I should get some decent numbers on Paul and Tyson. I don't know if I'll get big numbers on the other one, but you know. Shout out to AJ in the building. Amanda won the first fight in my opinion. All right, what rounds did you give Amanda, AJ? Let me know. And what was your score? Win or lose, I think it's Katie's last fight. Do you know what? Funny enough, I don't think it is. If she loses, I think she will do the trilogy. And if she wins, they've been talking about, do the trilogy for 12 3-minute rounds. something tells me that Katie's gonna want to go until she's about 40. I can see her trying to do another 2 or 3 fights, because she even though she doesn't need the money, like I don't know if she's gonna leave certain money on the table when she knows that she can win, against these people. Like that Chantel Cameron fight, there is still a possible trilogy there to be had. The Serrano fight, if she loses, there's definitely a trilogy. If she wins, like she said to Amanda on the face-to-face, it'd be good to do the trilogy 12 3-minute rounds just to do something different. And then maybe she might decide that she wants to almost pass the torch, so she might take on one of the young guns, the Caroline Dubois or someone like that, or the Alicia Baumgartner, move up from 130 to 140, or even maybe Sky Nicholson. They might rope Sky Nicholson into moving up to 137 and doing a catchweight fight for the belts or something. I could see it happening. That's why I'm not watching the fight. Can't see Katie go out like that. I feel you. If for nothing, but one thing though, Katie's legacy can't be tarnished by any losses or anything we see, because we know what Katie. Actually, funny enough, speaking of that, talking about legacies, did you guys watch? If you watched the face-to-face, the one thing that I loved in that face-to-face was when when Chris Mannix was trying to talk about Clarissa Shields and saying, oh, well, she called you guys out. And then Katie's like, well, she's a big girl. Like, I don't know why she'd be calling us out for. Like, he goes like, where there's a big weight discrepancy. Like, what sense does it make to call us out? And I was like, bang, finally, someone's obviously talking, and she goes, well, look, if the money's right, we'll do it. But yeah, it's like, she ain't, it's a bit silly her calling out someone so much smaller than her, just trying to show that, the weight bully thing. I love when she said that. The way she said it was so innocent but so sly at the same time. Like, Katie, she's got that unassuming character about her. But yeah, the way that she dropped it. The way that she dropped it, I was bending when she said it. I was like, yes, Katie. Like, man like James, shout out to you, my guy. Lucan in the building as well. Just noticed Tyson versus Paul is a real fight as per BoxRec. Yep, it is 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves. But yes, they do. The win or the loss will go on both fighters' professional records. So make of that what you will. I guess technically you could say it is within the rules, because 8-2s is actually what non-championship women bouts are. So yeah, James, Katie is not retiring. Yeah, I don't think she's going to retire after this fight as well. And Emma says she needs to. I know Emma just wants her to win the fight, retire, and then just have that stellar. She doesn't want her to go on too long, because bare of these fighters just go on too long and then start just tarnishing their legacies with like bare losses to people that wouldn't have laced their boots 2, 3, or 4 years earlier. So I get what you mean, definitely. Let's see what else is in the comments. All right, so Philip says, what do you make of people starting to question if the main event is real or scripted? I understand why they question it. I question it myself. But I do think it's real. Or I think even if it's not real, one of them's going to make it real. The same with it was the Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. When I think there was parts in there where I think Roy was like, okay, this is just going to be a little bit of a body spar. And then certain times Mike got a bit froggy and he's like, oh, okay, that's not what I was expecting. So then he had to go jump into some clinches and that. He's like, yeah, like, I thought we'd just have a little bit of exhibition, and Mike had other ideas. So one of the two will do something that stops that from being a choreographed or scripted fight, so to speak. And my guess is that it will be Mike, because he will find it a lot harder to stay in character than Jake. And obviously Jake is, even if it's scripted, I mean, why wouldn't you want to have that on your highlight reel, that you just either KO'd or you just beat up or took advantage of Mike Tyson of all people. There's too many variables in there for me to know how to feel about this fight. Hence why in the predictions video, I'm not even going to do a prediction about it. I'm just going to give my general thoughts on the fight itself and then keep it moving. I can't predict the fight because I don't know. I can't trust it. Just Selassie, she needs a proper fight at home before retirement. Yeah, the Croke Park fight. I think Jake said, well, if we beat you, we will make sure that we have the trilogy at Croke Park. He said, and then he started shading Eddie, like Eddie couldn't get you the fights. He was too busy trying to ride your coattails or something like that. But I'll promise you that fight when we beat you in the trilogy. So yeah, if she can get that Croke Park fight, I think if she gets the Croke Park fight, that will be her last fight, because there will be no topping that for her. But outside of that, I definitely think that she's got a couple more in her. James, I agree, Emma Willis. I'm not watching it for the same reason. You don't want to watch Katie go outside. Well, look, just remember, like she took all of those shots before, innit? And she took Chantel Cameron's shots. So I don't think she can get stopped, but I'm not ruling it out. I'd be shocked if it happened, but I wouldn't be like super shocked. I'd be like, raw. All right, Katie. Because to be honest, if there was ever a chance that she should have got knocked out, it was that first fight. Round 5, she was all over the place. And round 6 wasn't much better. But she's got good survival instincts. Shout out to AJ again. Well, I didn't score the fight like that, but what I remember seeing was Katie getting her head bopped off. All Katie was doing was throwing a couple of punches and holding, smothering Amanda's work. Alright, you need to watch that fight back. Because in that whole fight, the only rounds that Katie Taylor got her head bopped off, as you said, was rounds 4, 5, and 6. And really, it was 5 and 6. Round 4 was like the investment round by Amanda Serrano. Round 3, she had some good success in the second half of the fight, second half of that round. But round 4 was where she started to invest heavily. It was round 5 where she done the most damage, and round 6 where she was, she was coming onto but then she started to lose steam after round 6. So rewatch that fight, because I watched it yesterday. Katie outlanded Amanda. She actually had a much higher punch accuracy percentage than Amanda did. Amanda landed more punches in rounds 4 and 5, but outside every other round, Katie outlanded her, and with less punches thrown. So, and Amanda's head was getting knocked back like considerably. Round 1, her knees buckled in the first round, in the second, in the 8th, in the 9th, and the 10th. So a lot of critics say, a lot of critics of Jake's say all his fights rigged, apparently. Yeah, no, none of his fights have been rigged. They've just been tailor-made to him. And to be honest, remember, most of his fights won against proper fighters who knew how to box. So it's not really. And then all the others were very low level. And even the Tommy Fury one, I mean, Tyson, yeah, Tommy Fury. I'm gonna be real, I can't even remember how I scored that fight. I think I scored it 95-94 to Tommy. But I had it, yeah, I think I scored it 6-4. But that was a very even fight. It could have technically been 95-95, with the knockdown, 95-94. I can't remember how I scored it, but the fact that it was as close as it was when you'd been boxing from the age of 7 or something, just told me everything I needed to know at that point. So what do you think about Sexy Alicia being a free agent now? I'm not sure if it's a good idea for women fighters at the moment. I could be wrong. Well, what do I think about Sexy Alicia? I mean, definitely sexy. Still waiting for her to respond to my email. I need to get back in touch with her manager, because I've been trying to get her on the channel for God knows how long. In terms of her being a free agent, at the moment, it's actually not bad because in and around the weight class she campaigns at, you still remember Amanda Serrano is there, so she can sign with MVP if she really wants. Maybe she can get that fight. Michaela Mayer, there's a rematch there. She can sign with Top Rank. I'm sure they would be happy to do a fight, make Alicia move up to like 147 for that. Queensbury, Chantel Cameron, I mean, would you want to base herself there? Matchroom have still got, Matchroom have got Sky and Nicholson, but they probably won't fight each other. They're very friendly and pally, but they've got the Katie Taylor thing. Will she go with Boxer to take on Caroline Dubois? I think she'd be crazy to sign with Boxer at this current stage of time, to be honest. But there's options. The thing is, as a free agent, all that's going to happen, she'll get loads of fights. She just won't have a safety net. Like she will be even if she's with the belts, she'll be the away fighter, and she'll get no concessions, or she'll just get like people trying to rob her in every fight. So she'll have to make sure that she is conclusive or knocking people out left, right, and center to still win. That would be my thought. For her, I think she's got enough options to be a free agent, but yeah, she does need to, play that field very, very carefully. Shout out to man like that guy. Big ups to you. Thank you very much for being in the building. I mean, I just speak the truth. It is what it is. Man like hot pies, yeah. Okay, so look, my thoughts on Jake Paul and Tyson. So one thing that I've said, and I've maintained this from oh, hold on, I've missed a comment here. Hi Lucas, shout out. I swear you said Tyson stops Paul a few months back. No, what I said was, don't be surprised if he stops Paul. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped him. What I did say, and thank you for getting to that, because that's literally what I was about to come on to. This is the first time that Jake Paul's actually fought someone that's naturally bigger than him. Bear in mind, Jake Paul is walking around at about 230 pounds at the minute, but he's not a natural 230 pounds. Like he's got dad bod at this point. He ain't quite got the titties yet, but he's in that mode. So you can tell that he's packed on a lot of extra weight and size, whereas Mike is probably in and around that same weight, 220, maybe 220 to 235, but the weight sits on Mike a lot more because his body is maturated and built for that size. If you remember, when he turned over, he was like 218 at the age of 15. Like, so he's just naturally been a big mass solid unit from day, whereas Jake Paul has not been that. Remember when Jake Paul was like all 21, 22, 23, like you saw what his body looked like. He was a thin guy. He probably weighed about 167 pounds. So you can tell the weight he's put on is like, a lot of it is more fat and muscle fat than actual, like, just his natural size. So this is the first time he's going to be in the ring with someone that's a naturally bigger size than him. This is the first time he's going to be in the ring with a legit accomplished boxer that would have forgotten more than Jake will know at this point in time. And there's someone who obviously knows how to take care of themselves and has known how to take care of themselves since the age of, what are we looking at, like 13, 14. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of things against Mike Tyson in this fight. Number one being age and conditioning. Like, we've seen him do a lot of pad work. We've seen him do a lot on the, on the body, the body bag. We've seen him do a lot on the body protector and the mitt. We ain't seen no sparring footage. Has he sparred? Like, it's all well and good practicing the combinations and that, but who are you? Like, have you actually practiced them against someone that's gonna hit you back? That's one thing we don't know. We do know that Jake has been in the ring sparring with people, mainly MMA fighters, but I've seen him also sparring with a couple of like American up-and-coming heavyweights. I don't know how well he's been doing in those spars per se, but he's been doing that work. I can't say that we've seen Mike do that. So you have to look and say, okay, is Mike going to try to use his natural boxing abilities to try and keep safe? Is he what's he going to do? And I look at it, and the first thing I think is, all right, is this going to be a case where both guys try to go for it early? Because it's 2-minute rounds. You're either going to have to try and land something impactful and then keep away, or you're going to have to, or you're basically going to have to try and see if you can just, take a bit of the air out of the tire of your opponent early on and then try to take it late. But something tells me, being that this is probably the hardest hitter, the biggest person that Jake Paul's ever been in the ring with. You can see in all of his other fights, right? Jake always looks nervous in the ring. Even when he's knocking people out, like you can see in his eyes, he looks very worried and very cautious and very nervous. Those nerves potentially, I think, could get to him and make him move a lot, make him stay out of the way and try to make Mike miss shots. Because Mike said, oh, I'm going to have to chase this guy. I can't see Jake holding center ring and trying to hold center ring. I just can't see him doing it, especially if Mike does try to dip on the shots and everything. So I can actually see a scenario where this fight goes the distance. I can see this fight going to points, if I'm being real, where like Jake doesn't engage a lot. Mike he'll throw like a flurry either at the start of the round or at the end of the round. There's no in between. There's no consistent work. It's going to be one flurry, then it's going to be like a minute and a half to recover. So whether that's at the end of the round and you use the minute rest and then like 30 seconds of the next round and then you try another one and then you recover again. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I can see it being the case where Jake is scared to commit because he's scared of the power and Mike can't sustain pressure. So it becomes a bit of a stalemate and then it ends up like going to the cards. I can see that happening because it's 8 2-minute rounds. That's not a long time. I can also see a scenario where Mike Tyson knocks him out in the first 2 rounds. I can see a scenario where Jake Paul knocks him out in round 5 or 6 when Mike has got almost nothing left. So, and again, I can also see a scenario where, as someone said, it's scripted and they're literally just in their body sparring and laughing and kissing each other on the cheek in the clinches or whatever. Like I wouldn't put that past any of them. So I really don't know how to process it. I'll shout out Fidel Tawaldi. He said I saw a few new short sparring clips of Tyson. Okay. I'll have to check those and see what that's like. Has he chilled on blazing weed for camp? Who knows? Yeah, who does? But maybe the weed will help him. But one thing, like I said, one thing we do know, there is no VADA testing in that main event. There might be in some of the other fights, but there is none in that main event. And obviously, I'm not going to say anything about Jordan Maldonado in here because I want to be respectful of Amanda. But we all know he's got a history of the substances. So, yeah. Emma, Mike needs EPO. Well, he's got enough money. Maybe he bought some. Literally, I think this is the one time that most people won't care if a boxer is on every single like performance enhancer, every muscle builder, every EPO, every vascular dilator, like possible known to man. I think everyone will ignore. If Mike Tyson gets popped, everyone's gonna be like, oh well, he was 58. What do you expect? No one is gonna vilify him. I won't. Right, Fidel. Tyson has the muscle memory ingrained in his body. As long as let he has, okay, as long as he has it is not at his waist. Okay, I don't have dyslexia. As long as he has his not at his waist and lets his hands go, he wins 100%. Yes, I'm sorry for that messed me up, and I'm still trying to figure out what you said there. As long as he has it at his waist, or as long as he doesn't have his hands at his waist and lets his hand, or as long as he's got the movement at his waist. Yeah, you're gonna have to rewrite that last bit for me. I'm sorry. Do you think the fight goes over 3.5 rounds? Like I said, I can see the fight going the distance. But if it was to end, I would say I think round 5 or round 6 would be the perfect spot. If Mike loses, he loses in about 5 or 6. If Jake loses, he loses in 2 or 3. Shout out to Muller. That muscle memory has Alzheimer's. No, give Mike the big farmer pack. Yeah, give him whatever Jerome Miller was taking. I'll look the other way. Do what you're doing, Mike. I don't care. Without, oh, I meant his hand. Okay, as long as he doesn't have his hands by his waist and let his hand goes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I totally agree. This would be the one time I will advocate for PEDs in sports, because ultimately you're 27 and you're fighting someone that's 58. He deserves to have every single advantage he can get, like, because you're not supposed to be fighting someone's granddad. Like, that's not correct, and that's not very Capricornian either. So that's the one thing I can't really back him with. But all right, but what I want you guys to do now, whoever's still here, give me your predictions for the fight in the comments, like whether it's knockouts, points, who wins, whatever, and just tell me the round that you think. Do both the main event and then Taylor and Serrano too as well. Like I said, there's nothing else really on the undercard that's worthy of big consideration, so I'll only really be getting live for those 2 fights. Maybe the other fight before that, but oh, shout out to Star Fox WR45E in the building. As he said, rumor is Varda thought Mike samples were mixed with Snoops. Jake Paul will not fight, just trying to see the final bell. I can see that scenario. I have that scenario in my head where he always looks very nervous in fights. You can see it. Hence why he runs out of gas quite early in a lot of his fights as well, because he's not letting the shots go, and he's tensing up and he's all nervous and he's not breathing through the shots. I've seen it a lot in his fights, even the fights where he's overmatching the opponents. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's scared to death in the ring with someone that he knows can legit punch and has the skills that he's never actually seen. Philip, I don't care who wins, I just want to be entertained. Philip, you're a wrong one. Alright, James, what I want is Tyson KO in 1 or 2. I want Katie to win. That's what I want, but I'm not watching. I hear you. Alright, well, if those 2 things happen, I'm sure you'll watch the replay. Do you know what? I'm gonna give my prediction on Taylor and Serrano. I'm still gonna do the video. I might just mix it in with Latino nights. Like I said, there's not that many good fights on the undercard of Tyson versus Paul or Paul versus Tyson. I don't even know which way it's phrased. It might be Paul versus Tyson. But okay. So my prediction for Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. I'm going to leave the breakdown to the actual video itself. But I think Katie Taylor wins the fight, but gets robbed on the scorecards. I think it's going to be a fight very similar to the last one, where Amanda has some very big moments and Katie has a lot of littler, less eye-catching moments in the fight. But because Amanda's going to be pressing from round 1 to when she slows down, I think it's going to be another split decision. But I think this time the cards are going to go in Amanda's favor. And I can see there being a wild card in there as well. Like, I think a Katie will probably get like a 96, 94. I think Amanda might maybe get a 96, 94. And then there's going to be like some 98, 92 type card. That's my opinion. I think that Katie wins the fight in the eyes of most people, but Amanda gets the nod. But because it's still a fairly competitive-ish fight, no one's going to really like moan, and they're not going to be outraged and booing and all kinds of stuff like that. That's my opinion. I think that Katie wins the fight and everyone sees that she's done enough to win the fight. But because it's in Texas, because it's on another broadcaster, and because Matchroom have no involvement and no say, and obviously Jake Paul is lead promoter, or it's his event, like Amanda's going to get every consideration. So that's my opinion. I know that's hurt Emma's heart. I'm sorry, Emma. That's what I think is going to happen. Don't want it to happen, because Katie is the better of the two. Like, she's the more accomplished, even though obviously Amanda's 7 weights and undisputed and all that. Like, Katie's more accomplished. She's fought more fighters, top-notch fighters, than Amanda has in her career. But that's what I think is going to happen. Like, Amanda's going to get the rub of the green. Okay, NiGP, shout out to you. If it goes past 4 rounds, Mike might be a victim of his own phrase. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Fair dues. Toby Bartlett, hearts and prayers say I am Mike by KO round 3 and Katie by split decision, but my head says something different. Yeah. I don't like the fight, but I love fighting, so I'm watching it. I hear you. Mullah, I don't care about the main. I just want to see Katie win. I hope that, you know what the joke is, I've almost done a bit of a cheaty thing there, because if Katie Taylor wins, then my prediction was, well, I think Katie Taylor's going to win the fight. But then if Amanda wins, my prediction was, well, you know, I think Katie Taylor's going to win, but Amanda's going to get every consideration. So it's almost like I've picked both people. So the only way, I guess, obviously, if Amanda wins in dominant fashion, whether it's a stoppage or it's a clear, like, 9 or 10 round shutout, then that's the only way my prediction can maybe be wrong. But yeah, I did my I filled out my card for my predictions league that I'm in, and that I did put Amanda Serrano by split decision, so that's what I'm going to stick on. So what, I'm a wrong and base and NiGP isn't. I didn't make any concession about Nigel. He said he doesn't like the fight, but he loves fighting. You said, I don't care who wins, I just want to be entertained. But he's already admitted that he doesn't like the fight. You just want to be entertained. So that's why you're a wrong. You're from this new generation, Philip. So you should be more about like feelings and emotional, all emotions and empathy and stuff. I could tell Nigel's from a bit of an older generation, so I don't think it's going to be mad at that. Watch, he's angry typing right now as I'm talking. I can feel it. Oh, shout out to Philip, my young soldier. Amanda by TKO. Okay, interesting. Shout out to Keon NYC, 14-ounce gloves and that nest of a beard on Paul to soften the shots to a decision is likely, I feel. I mean, I hear that. You called man an emo. Star Fox behave. I'm just waiting. I know he's gonna kill me in the next comment. I can feel it. All right, it's coming up to I'm at an hour now. Man, like Skyliner, the editor, just popped up in the building. Shout out to you. I was looking forward to your take on this whole show, this whole Saw guy. Okay, actually, I'm quite enjoying the build up on Netflix. Okay. Hey, if Amanda wins by split decision, we could see this trilogy if it's close. I think we'll see the trilogy regardless, because Katie will make a huge amount of money in the first. If she wins this fight, she might still do the trilogy because she'll make crazy money again, although maybe not as much because it won't be the same intrigue unless they do the 12 3-minute rounds as they said they're going to do on the face-to-face. So all right, but with that, let's go to the as we like to do. So we're going to do the last round of comments, and then by the time this beat finishes, we're going to close off this stream. But we've got 2 more to go this week, so guys, don't forget, we've got the watch along for this one probably starting about 2:30 Saturday morning, and then we've got the watch along for Latino night. I won't be doing the entire card though, so that might be another sort of 2:30. Actually, no, sorry, that's going to be during the day, isn't it? Because that's Riyadh season. Yeah, so I'll do the watch along for that one as well. To be honest, I'm not happy to be in this generation that I'm in, and every other youngers are immature degenerates. Now, I feel you. I definitely respect you on that one. We definitely need to do a casual movie TV show stream. It will be done. Maybe not this week. Next week Thursday, because I'm going to be working from home next week Thursday. So, yeah, I think we can do one then, maybe like around same time, 7:30, 8 o'clock. We'll do a casual stream for the boxing on Tuesday. We'll do that one on Thursday, and we'll just talk about all the latest films that we've seen, anything that's on Netflix or Prime or Apple TV, Paramount Plus, MGM Plus, all of it. We'll talk about what's there. We can all exchange what we need to watch. Definitely, it's going to happen. Next week, we're going to do that, guaranteed. Katie deserved the win last outing. I feel for some reason it's going to go to decision for Amanda in Dallas for a 3rd fight with money. Keon, I mean, I'm thinking the same thing. I think Amanda's going to get consideration to win this fight. I think she's going to get every consideration to win this. So shout out to you. Thoughts on the president, aka KG's uncle, returning to boxing base? Are we talking about Ike Abiyabuchi? Is that who we're referring to? Or are we talking about what's his name? Yeah, it must be Abiyabuchi. IGP trying to morph my comment into this. Yeah, look, that 51-year-old, if he needs the money, I just hope they put him in against someone that's like relatively low level in it, because he's been out the ring for 20 years as well. But yeah, Abiyabuchi. One thing about him though, he had mad skills. So if he's got even a fraction of that left, he should be okay. But yeah, I want a low level guy. Lastly, off topic question. I know you're a Captain America fan. Did you see the new trailer? Of course I did. I saw the new trailer, saw the Thunderbolts trailer. I was happy with both of them. They're trying to power up Sam at the minute. I wanted to see how they go with that, what really happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, look, music's gone now, people. So with that being said, I want everyone to enjoy the rest of the evening. Salute to you. I'll be back soon. It's the Hardcore Casual. Out.
Maybe I'ma make it, maybe I'm not. In time we'll see. But who better than me? I don't care if you agree. I ain't saying that I'm better than anyone. But who better than me?